Midrange Shaman definitely is the big winner of the latest nerfs, so in this video I'm gonna give you a detailed guide about this deck, talk about mulligans, win rates, and everything you need to know to better understand how to play with as well as how to play against it. So I really hope you find the video helpful, and if you do me a favor and double check if you're actually subscribed to the channel, and if you're not, please do so, and might as well clap a like while you're there. Anyway, now let's get into the guide.
You are not prepared!
So yeah, if you guys checked out my latest top 5 best decks for Easy Legend meta report, you are gonna notice that this deck is basically the best one out there right now, with a very big sample size, like 15,000 games, above 60% win rate. It definitely ain't no joke, and it might actually be in for a nerf on the next wave of nerfs if things remain the same, but it is gonna be a while till that happens, so let's see what this deck is made of. And yeah, it does look a lot like Nebula Shaman from back in the day, but it is a little bit quicker, and it also has a little bit more reliable finishers, like things like Mirrodin, things like Alakir, the Elise location, that kind of stuff. Going through the cards themselves, we have a single copy of Static Shock in here, with which you could get a little bit of extra damage for your High King's Hammer, but you could also use it to kill off something early, as well as to activate yourself the Primordial Overseers, which would be pretty awesome for you as soon as turn 1 or 2. A couple of Murloc Growthens are great in here, but yeah, they're great because they are Murlocs, and also this guy has Battle Cries, so these both get buffed through Flight of the Firehawk as well as from Turbulus, and also the 8/8s you get from it later could be pretty game breaking, and you could literally just go for triple 8-drop rushes out of your Shutter Block Battle Cry, and that can be pretty game ending for a lot. Pop-Up Book is another great nature spell with which you could get yourself a couple of taunts, and also the 2 damage ain't that bad. Bird Watching also helps you buff up some things, and the best targets for a buff would be things like Murloc Growfen, so that both the Murlocs become bigger. Same can be said for the Bumbling Bellhop, but also getting yourself a big-ass Ziliax that way ain't bad, and you could even buff up your Alakir this way, so he actually deals 10 damage instead of only 6. Single copy of Living Flame in here, so you can draw one of your good fire spells, which would be only the Firehawks. The Parrot Sanctuary can be absolutely amazing, and with this thing you could be cheating out things a lot sooner than you're supposed to, and you're gonna see that from some of the games. So even doing something like this as soon as turn 1 with the coins, so you can actually play a 1-drop, and then on turn 2 play a 3-drop, could be absolutely amazing. Primordial Overseer is also in here for the extra card draw, and the stats you get on him could be pretty awesome too. The Avatar form obviously best works on your Wind Fury weapon, so you can be dealing 4 damage AoE as well as 8 damage to the opponent's face just from this alone. Bumbling Bellhops could take games by storm for you, especially if you do something like turn 2 Coin Flat of Firehawk into turn 3 Bumbling Bellhop. That can be awesome. Just make sure to have an actual big spell in your hand for it to actually double up, because if you don't, it won't. Flight of the Firehawk is super cool in here because it does draw you 2 different tribe minions, and that could be a Murloc plus a Pirate, an Undead plus a Pirate. Yes, this could actually draw the same card if it's a dual tribe. A Living Flame that way, a Mech, which would be Ziliax. Sadly, Alakir is also an elemental, so he can also get buffed this way, but you cannot fish out things like Shutterblock or Hagata with it, so don't get it twisted. Turbulus is also decent in here, but don't get baited into thinking this is a super important card to be playing early. It's something to do in the early turns, but you don't actually straight out always hold on to this just because. Yes, it does give +1 on all of your Battlecry minions, but you don't really care about that all that much. But if you have nothing better to do on turn 3, definitely do that, but on the mulligan, definitely do not hold on to this guy just because he's in there. Try to be at least curving into it. Don't just throw everything else and just keep Turbulus. It's probably not going to be that amazing for you. It would be okay at best. At least the Navigator is pretty amazing in here, and you could use her in all sorts of different ways. A lot of the times you can go for 5 drops. Getting an extra copy with plus damage could be huge, especially if you're planning to OTK the opponent with Alakir, but you can also go for 10 drops if that's going to be the case. If you're against something like a Quest Warrior, for instance, you might definitely go for the 10 mana get a 10 copy +4 on everybody. That way your Alakir is close to an OTK basically. But you can definitely be pretty flexible about this one. Usually 5-drop is a pretty okay thing to do. 1-drop is usually not the right way, even though in some cases you might just tempo it out as soon as turn 5 plus a 1 mana location just for the extra +1 damage. If you already have a white board, that might be valid. Hagata is also pretty decent, fishing out a couple of spells for you, like Frosty Decors, like Furious Fel, but more importantly your Wish Upon a Star, with which you could make make your Alakir even bigger and better, especially if you decide to triple it up thanks to Shutter Block. The Frosty Decors are not bad on their own too, but obviously they are better through Hagata, and getting yourself a bunch of taunts with extra armor gain could help you in certain matchups for sure. Mirrodin is pretty awesome, fishing out the weapon for you, and basically becoming a 6/6 for you with Russian Wind Fury is super good, so you can actually take care of a couple of minions and do your best to actually kill off this guy so he doesn't get silenced, hexed, polymorphed, that kind of BS, or heck even stolen with things like Grifta, and you should be feeling pretty okay. I wonder actually if this got stolen by Grifta, would that give the weapon to the opponent? Never really faced that, but I would definitely not feel like I'm getting my weapon back after that. Furious Fells are also pretty interesting, and you could literally deal 18 damage to the opponent's face if you have enough room and you've tripled up with Shutter Block, but you will need the entire board space if you got it through Hagata, that is, but it could be pretty huge, and I actually did do this in one of the Shutter Block videos I did not too long ago. The High King's Hammer, pretty nice. You don't need to actually buff it way too much in this one, you literally can't. The only ways you buff him is through the other Fabled card plus the single copy of Static Shock, so don't try to do that too much, but getting this thing a couple of times is amazing on its own. Like the first round you get 12 damage, the second you get 20, and so on and so forth, but it's really not gonna come down to that in the most part. Technically speaking, you could equip this thing first and then play Mirrodin after you've broken the weapon to get it the second time reliably, but getting it a third time doesn't usually happen. Shuttle Block can be extremely powerful in all sorts of different ways. You could triple up your Murlocs, you could triple up Turbulus even in some cases. Bumbling Bellhop could be amazing if it's a bunch of 5/5s. Tripling up Elise usually is not the way to go, even though against some super high value matchups it might be. I even went ahead and tripled up Hagata in the Warrior game, and honestly it did work out pretty fine that way. You could also triple up Ziliax, and like I said, the Furious Fel could be 18 to the face, and Wish Upon a Star tripled up is also insane because that makes your Alakir insanely busted. The Wish Upon a Star is against those more hard matchups where you actually do need to kill him with Alakir, so that could help big time, but also if they're not careful and they leave you with a bunch of 0/1s and totems on the board, this could be very powerful indeed. Alakir is pretty huge because it has charge and it's an amazing minion you get the copy because it also has Wind Fury, and last but not least you have Ziliax with the Twin Plus Perfect module, Battlecry summon an extra copy, so you could literally just tempo a bunch of Ziliaxes with the help of Shutter Block that way, and also with the help of locations you could be cheating out things a lot faster, especially if you stack him a couple of times. Like I did that in one of the games, literally turn 1 location, turn 2 location, and it started stacking, and we managed to do some absolutely broken things very fast. So yeah, the deck is definitely pretty mid-rangey, and don't play it as a control or anything like that. You actually do have an insane amount of tempo as you're gonna see from the games, but in some matchups all you gotta do is just not die, and that is gonna be good enough, so don't get it twisted. You don't play the same way against every opponent, you gotta be smart about it. For the matchups we actually have plenty of them, and here's what it looks like. You don't really have any amazingly bad ones. Worst matchups would be 48%, which is literally kinda insane. But yeah, Aggro Pally apparently, Egg Warlock, and also Ravenous Cliff Demon Hunter might be somewhat problematic, but really not by much. And honestly, I couldn't lose a single game with this one either, so yeah, it really is that strong. For the matchups, people do keep Turbulus quite a lot, but honestly, I feel like you might be better off keeping other things. If you get Turbulus on free, it's great. If you don't, it's also not the worst. Don't get me wrong, you could hold on to it, I just feel you could curve off better than that. As you see, the mulligan win rate is actually not that high when you actually do have Turbulus in the keep, but people do actually keep it every single time, basically, so that's what I'm trying to say. Don't keep it religiously, only keep it if it makes sense. Living Flame is also great, Murloc Growfen for 1 ain't bad, Hagata definitely is nice, same with the location, Bird Watching, Flight of the Firehawk might also be a keep, especially if you don't have Living Flame. Pop-Up Book would be okay, especially if you already have Primordial Overseer, but if you don't, might not be so hot on turn 1. Curving into Elise also ain't no joke, and in some cases you could also curve off into High King, that might also be nice. On the coin we can see plenty of the same stuff, so mulligan accordingly. All around that's it for the deck, definitely not cheap, but definitely very OP right now. So if you want to be hitting Easy Legend, this is probably the deck to do it with. Hope you enjoyed the guide, and if you did, a like and subscribe would be great, but now let's check out some of my games on my road back to top 1000 Legend. Hope you enjoy. So I guess enjoying the new meta. What have you been banging with? Hey, look at that. Goreforce deck. Alrighty then. The location is great, so is flight. Let's see what that do. Against Discover Hunter, I might be in danger with this one. With both Parrot Sanctuaries, however, I might actually pull off something very quick. So let's see how that go. I am gonna go turn 1 parrot into turn 2 parrot into turn 3 flight. Go get me a Alakir or some. Although Alakir doesn't do that well. If I get Ziliax out of the flight, that'd be awesome. For a nice little quick... What's that gonna be? 7, 6, 7... I don't even know what stats it's gonna be on, but should be decent. What is even that, Alex? I don't know what that is even. Sadly, no Ziliax. But I can bang out this 5-5 right about now, and I shall. Turn 3 couple of 5-5s. Why wouldn't I do such a thing? I'm gonna use that one right now. And heck, even tempo the hell out of him right now. Okay, looks like a turn 3 to me, guys. I don't know. I really hope he doesn't have 2 damage. Twice, though. They love doing that for some reason, always. For some reason, they always kind of have it. This didn't, though. So, got that going for us, which is nice. How refreshing. Good news is I can actually buff my idiots on board right now if I find another batch of 5s. Alas, I did no such thing. But... I get to buff everything with this, and I shall. Dar we blow. Let's keep on blowing that back out. Definitely a lot more tempo-y than people are used to with this shaman. Bit tempo-y in it. Gotta pressure this guy, because if I let him have his way with my body, I will not be very happy. No 2 damage AoE now, yeah? He got it. No? Okay. That was the least impactful minion to freeze. Wow. This guy did not expect the amount of bullshit we bullshit. The amount of bullshit we bullshit was too much for this man to handle. Fascinating, Alex. Never really was too much into the Twitch pop culture, not gonna lie. Hey, look at that. Again, double Parrot Sanctuary. Last time, we were pretty happy with that. Let's see how happy we are this time, then. Let's do that, then, yeah? Wow, literally exactly the same cards we played on the last 3 turns. Quite literally. 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 Scottish is such a fun accent, not gonna lie. Okay. Some iron brew. Up his face. Yeah. Last chance tournament tomorrow? I didn't even realize it's there, man. What the fuck? That's exactly why I did it. You know me so well. You know me so well, governor. Oi. Just finished watching The Boys, can you tell? Okay. This guy can plop next turn. I'm down, probably. Let's just do this. Okay, that's kind of funny. These normally don't draw the same tribe, and they still didn't. These guys are different tribes. Okay, I mean, next turn I can fill the board with 5-5s, guys. That's kind of nutty. You could try to mimic a fraction of my power, but... Imagine if this thing actually brought the hammer to him as well. Would have been pretty funny now, wouldn't it? But yeah, next turn I drop both of these men for 2 mana each. It's gonna be a full board of 5-5s. I'm full board of 5-5 certified. Oh, really? Okay, okay. Sounds good. Alrighty then. Pretty decent in it. I'm gonna make this trade for Gits and Shiggles. No need to use the click right now, because next turn I might just be playing Mirrodin anyway. He did get a discount on the next card he plays out of Deja Vu, by the way. Twice, so that's gonna be pretty cheap for him. Decent, but not that big a deal. Despite popular belief, it's not a big deal. Okay, next turn Mirrodin handles one of these. Now it handles a couple of these. Fable to school and all, but I'd still rather get Mirrodin down and keep on clapping that ass. And yeah, he's on borrowed time basically. He has that to a couple of swings out of my hammer for the next few turns, so see how that go. Kinda, Alex. In top 7k, people are having fun playing a lot of the Diamond 5 to Legend decks, whereas in top Legends, people start to sweat a lot. Okay. Guess it's not gonna be as easy as I thought. I'm gonna have to manhandle this somehow. Alas, I don't have a way to manhandle that easily. If I take it with the mouth a couple of times, heal him back to 21. Not gonna be very happy about that. Nah, let's just do this. Let's just do this and start clicking that. Next turn I can do the chicken on him, perhaps. Seems like it, Alex. Seems like it. You can check out my latest top 5. It is the first deck on the list. Definitely looks mighty strong so far.
Annihilation commencing.
Okay, he's all in. Go Elwynbor. Okay, we got the silly here. Sounds good to me, but is that what I want to be doing, really? Yeah, I think it's a silly play. Why wouldn't it be? Wait, why didn't he heal last turn? He took it with the mouth? Poor bastard. You sure about that? Okay. Nice order for anybody keeping track. I should have played around it. Well, he's dead a couple of turns. Dead in a couple of turns, basically. He just doesn't know it yet. Do I care about that? It's not that I care about it, but I think he's Giga dead if I Giga Fin either, so might as well just do that though. Feels like that's a mighty fine play as well. He's not in Zilly territory, so no reason to give him a shot at getting the Archon on. No need for him to get his Archon on. Bottom right it, bud. Bottom right it. You know I have the weapon, don't you? Thanks, man. Well, that was easy. Shaman kinda clapping. Yeah, sounds good, Ricky. Definitely is quite the deck right now. Very strong. It is mighty strong right now. Okay, I mean, this curve is curving. Might be a bit slow if they curve the way I did the last couple of games. Fine element? Final element? What? What beats Logash Warrior? Protoss Priest, I think? Off the top of my head. Aggro Demon Hunter, I think, also was too quick for it. You can check the matchup section on Dummy Warrior from my latest video. I think also some of the Death Knights were decent against them. Yeah, you know him, Adam. Nice coyote, idiot. Took him 5 business days to figure out what he wants to do with that one.
What lies ahead remains in flux.
Discover Hunter variant? Yeah, Discover Hunter is cool. Might give it a check today if I feel like thinking a little. We'll see, we'll see. This guy seems to be playing the more elemental heavy variant. Okay, he knows what's up. That is the correct minion to kill, because it is indeed a battle cry, and I would have had +2 on it now. But since he did make the right choice, I don't. This might turn into a Gigafen on turn 7 or 8 kind of play. Bunch of 4/4s or Hagata. I don't need Hagata right now, you know. Bunch of 4/4s sounds fine. Let's get this fuck out of here before he buffs it. Let's defuck the board. Let's make the board extra virgin again. I like my board like I like my olive oil. Lightly fucked. What? Lightly fucked. Oh man. I'm having fun. This is fun. Let's thunderclap that ass. Yeah, doing what I can, madam. Definitely been pushing the short game quite a lot. On TikTok, it has been absolute garbage, though. TikTok does not like Hearthstone. Shocking, I know. Imagine paying attention to a game for 10 minutes, you know. Yeah, it's pretty reliable indeed, Alex. Yeah, Discover Hunter has been a strong deck for quite a while now. It did get a few cool tools from the latest expansions too, though. But yeah, Neri can be a powerhouse. Oh man. Oh man. There you go. Okay, let's go like that. Basically trying to give me some room so next turn I can play Shutter Block Undisturbed, so I can follow up with a bunch of Glow Fins after that. Should be pretty bussin'. I'm probably gonna try something already established, Alex. For my guides to be valuable, they need to be tested, like just going by on feelings usually doesn't do that well. But thank you for the suggestion. What's different about it than the traditional lists? As long as he doesn't go crazy here, and I don't think he will, that's going to be a very easy Shutter Block format, and turn after very easy, bunch of Grow Fins. Gonna make the Fins grow. Feels like he has the 0. Didn't use it though. Ora, Yeah, we deal 3 damage with this thing. Chat. Let's go ahead and kick in his stool. And do I bang his mouth a couple of times? It's not like this weapon is gonna come back, and even if it does, it's not like I'm gonna be too happy about equipping it. I'm gonna hold on to it to be flexible for next stream potentially. Yeah. Pretty much. Gotta give them some cold hard facts so I can shit on them when they try to deny me. When somebody says, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, always giving us bad decks, I'm like, yeah man, somebody's bad in that equation. Here's the stats, you idiot. I can't really go around telling people they're dumb if I don't have the stats to back it up, you know. I'm very passionate about calling out dumb people, man. What can I say? It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Gotta let them know. Ora, let's fucking go then. Bunch of 9-9s. 9-9. Another one. Come back from this one, brother. Ooh, what is that? Nice. Deck's kinda cracked in it. And it has the stats to back it up too. Very, very important distinction. Neat. Okay, this hand looks lit. Sexual. Turbulus is actually not that big a key, by the way, for anybody keeping track. Turbulus is an okay card. Not the biggest, bestest card to do, but I'm still gonna hold on to it, given we already have a parrot. Okay, Shutter Block's actually interesting. I might even consider... I'm actually considering not using Parrot Sanctuary on turn 2 in this case, for the sake of Turbulus. Or, hear me out here, I'm not gonna be doing Turbulus. I'm just gonna do this. Next turn probably Flight, and turn 4 Shutter Block. Do not get baited by the Turbulus play. This guy Quest, by the way, fuck. That might put a kink in my plan, but maybe I'm just gonna go for some kind of greedy hag at the triple up. Although, he might have Brawl for this triple bumbling. He might. Could be a triple Growfin again. But no, that doesn't do that much against these guys. I'm gonna leave the last click for when I actually need it. Murloc Pally still kick your ass? What the hell? How? Should I... You know what? Think I might actually triple Turbulus here, dudes. It's not the biggest, bestest thing to do. Triple Elise is also not the worst, you know. Against this guy, I will need a lot of value. Let me see what that's about. None of that. None of that. This is gonna fin the shit out of my deck. Am I down with that? I'm not down with that. I will burn one spell. If I do it right now, that is. So maybe I'm not doing it right now. Let's try like this, guys. I have a plan. I'll probably regret that a little. It's not like I'm gonna have more room next turn either. Bro, is that you? Would be pretty silly if he does it. Okay. Okay, nerd. Song's based on something he says. I'm still burning one card, fuck yeah. Should have done it last turn. Who do I target? Okay, we got the Fel. Would like to get Wish Upon a Star too. There you go. There you go, and we burn one Frosty. Cool. I'm okay with that. Let's see what this do. Okay. Could tempo a Shutter. I will. Don't want to be burning a card, so let's go ahead and do that. And keep on smashing. If he doesn't clear this board, I get the Buffet 3 times with Wish Upon. If he clears it, I get the Chick in his face. That kind of stuff. It kind of did, Big Daddy, but I think this was the better play against the Warrior. Big stats against the Warrior don't really do that well. Okay, that's a full clear, sadly. I'm still burning. Okay, I'm not super happy about that. Triple buff here. On an empty board, it's not that great, but a big Alec here is definitely good. You might have to commit a lot to this. Quite the big man we got there. He shouldn't be able to handle me over and over again with all these big men. Okay, he ignores it. The 5 damage only happens when he attacks a minion, for anybody keeping track. Bumbling Ballsack. Quite the big one. Problem is, I no longer have big spells in me. So that's never getting tripled. Doubled, that is. It's not ideal, but it's not the worst. This thing draws me Alec here guaranteed. How big is Alec here? +6. Could make him +7. God damn, dude. Let's go ahead like this. I need to drop one of these if I want to not burn a card here. Thanks, man. Appreciate. Dude does not believe what he is witnessing right about now, because he is witnessing perfection. That is perfection, guys. I see a brawl in my future. I feel I'm very brawl sexual right now. Bruh. Okay. Smallest one, but at least it's mine. At least it's one of mine, guys. Alec, here's the good old 2020. With Elise, it could be even harder. There she is. the girl of the hour. Should I go for a 5-drop out of here? A 10-drop is basically an OTK getting a 10-10 Alakir copy with +4 potential. I think that's the word I got here. Let's go ahead and do that. It's gonna take a couple of turns, but will be worth it. Would be a damn shame if he has weapon location destruction though. But let's not fuss about that right now. There you go. His days are numbered. Let's get frosty with it. Or, hear me out here. Let's bang out some chickens on him. What's the difference between chickpea and beans, guys? I won't pay $50 for beans on my chest. Fucking retarded shit. Oh no. Miss me with that shit. Miss me with that shit, governor. There you go. Another one. To be fair, I had a full hand of shit, so... Hey, look at that, he top decked it. Nice top kick. Nice top kick. Is he gonna top deck location destruction too while he's at it? Be a lot cooler if he didn't. Hey, that's mine. Well, that's almost lethal. That is almost lethal, Chief. Took you long enough, Slug. Yeah, let's save it. Let's just be methodical about it. Stop it, bro. You're cheating again. Oh, no. What is he gonna do? Roll over and die, that's what. We're having way too much fun with this one, aren't we? Eats my Mirrodin. Eat a dick. There you go, governor. Quite the big man we got there. Couple of big men just doing some big man things, you know? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Deck is fire. For anybody keeping track, deck's kind of fire, yo. Deck is kind of fire right there. Jesus, Jesus. Just like that, 1,000 ranks under the belt. Good job. Good job, Hearthstone. Nice nerfs.